disagree.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can disagree as well. People are like, no, I actually felt like this, or this was my experience.
Mm-hmm.
But so it is very powerful. It shouldn't be the only way, but it is a way that's accessible to everyone. It's literally on your phones, on your laptops. So
Right.
there's so many reasons why I use social media. And it's because I can literally connect. Like Danielle, I would have never met her if it wasn't through
Exactly.
social media.
Mm-hmm.
We would have This podcast would have never existed. We wouldn't have been making this without social media.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's few people that you know in real life that you can collaborate with, or that maybe share your same passions and interests. It's so much more accessible to find so many more people that share your same views.
Yeah, you can find your tribe. Like you can
Yeah,
literally
yeah,
do a Google search
yeah.
for I want to hang out with
From
these
social
people
media.
and find where
Yeah,
they're at.
and it's a really quick way to get your voice across as well. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't I don't really know how else you would do it. Like post leaflets, or I don't. There's no, like I'm just thinking at the top of my. There's
Yeah,
not really a way.
newspaper
Like no
ads.
one would care.
Yeah,
Like Gary that lives down the street would not care if like
good old
I'm
Gary.
doing this. Like, do you get what I'm saying? So
Yeah, I
social
do.
media is powerful, and I feel like it's one of the stronger tools that
Yeah.
a person can use.
And it is a tool, and like what I was saying before, I use social media as a tool, and the reason why I'm using it more now is to promote my businesses and to reach out to other people in the field, because if I want to support and celebrate females in STEM, I have to talk to them from all
Mm-hmm.
walks of life, from all over the world. I have to be able to get a hold of them. And that's why I use social media, because I think that it's such a powerful way to hear other people's voices. And exactly what you were saying before.
Mm-hmm.
Hear people's voices right now.
Yeah.
With social media is exposing us. It's exposing the things that are bad in the world. It's exposing the things that are good in the world. It's exposing the things that are in between. Because again, besides like the black and white stuff being, yes, this is a sin, or this is, something good to do, like, or this is chivalrous. Besides that, a lot of that's very gray. It's not very black and white. But it's at least getting the conversation started.
Yeah.
And that is so important, because it's exposing us for who we are, and it's letting other people know who we are. So if you are, like YouTube, let's take YouTube personalities. If you're a very charismatic person, YouTube's gonna expose that. It's gonna get you on camera, and it's gonna be like, hey, this is actually how I really am in real life. But if you're not that person and you pretend to be that person, it's gonna come off. It's going to show, and people will see that it's not authentic. And I agree with you that, and the author, that yes, social media is not the only way to do anything, but I don't even see that. I don't understand why that's even a question. Of course, we lived without social media before. Now we're just using it to promote ourselves or to prop ourselves up in a way to get our voices heard. And bless you.
Thank you. Even though it's a cough, but thank
Cough you. Yeah, I never know what to say. But so it's exposing you. It's showing your authentic self. Because just because there's a screen in front of you doesn't mean you're fooling anyone. And just because you're hiding behind that barrier of your phone or your laptop doesn't mean that, again, you're fooling anyone with what you're saying if you don't know what you're talking about. Like on here, I think we're very, very open to the fact that we are learning through this process. We
you.
are
Yes,
stating
definitely.
our opinions. They are our opinions, and they do not have to be yours. We don't always have to agree with each other. And that is awesome. Like, this is just to start a conversation. And I think the author did an amazing job at starting a conversation.
Yeah,
She was
definitely.
mad and she posted something which was well written. And people disagreed. She started a conversation. Now we're talking about it. And
Mm-hmm.
if anything, I'm very happy she posted this because now we can discuss it. Because again, it's not, social media is not the only way that we have to do things, but it's now a tool that we can do things with, and it's just our reality. Being a
Yeah.
female in STEM, that is our reality, Aleesha and mine. It's our reality, so we can only speak from that. Living in a very internet savvy, very tech savvy world is the world we live in right now. It is our reality, and I think instead of being like, oh, is it good or is it bad or why is this the way that it is, it's like, no, take it for what it is. This is the reality. Now use it the way that you choose.
Mm-hmm. 100%. 100%.
And again, that's my opinion, but I don't understand the big like hullabaloo
Yeah.
about it.
But I agree with you that it started a conversation because we don't know how many people actually thought that way.
Right.
And
Mm-hmm.
she was the one that actually posted it. Because before she even mentioned it, I didn't even think it was an issue.
Right. And obviously someone does think it's an issue.
Yeah.
And I'm happy that she was able to tell us that, hey, that's not how I science, and when I look at those posts, I feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Yeah.
So I think the people who read the article felt like it was a personal attack, but I feel like she wrote it from feeling like she was being personally attacked from not fitting that mold.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I
Yeah. So
don't.
she probably felt like she got the short end of the stick. Like
Right.
she doesn't want to go into that, but everyone's doing it, and the people who are doing it don't look like her, or
Mm-hmm.
so she can't do it, or she doesn't want to do it, and she shouldn't have to do it.
Yeah, and that's okay.
Where whereas the point, I feel like the point for me being on social media is not to put anyone down, definitely not. It's not to
Mm-hmm.
be like, oh, you don't
Look at
dress like,
me. Look where
yeah,
I am.
yeah, like obviously not. So I think it's just people's perception of things, and they might just perceive it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like, yeah, at least it got the conversation going. So maybe people who even think like her would start to see the other side of it as well.
Yeah, and start to see that there's someone out there who's advocating for them.
Yeah.
Um, and I think that that's amazing because I don't fit that feminine molds, like I said earlier, there's a long time, like, I don't feel girly. I don't really wear makeup. I don't really do my hair. Literally, I brush it and I go on about my day. I'm starting to experiment with my clothes and the way that I dress. And I say experiment because I'm experimenting with my quote unquote femininity. What does that mean? What does it mean to me? And what does it mean to me? Because I get wrapped up in all these like gorgeous women who are also scientists, and I'm like, what am I doing wrong with my life? But that's like an insecurity, and not that they're doing anything wrong, or not that I'm doing anything wrong with my life. It's just deciding, how do I want to dress? How do I want to be me? And if that's wearing a dress, wearing makeup, and curling my hair, great. If that's wearing gym shorts and sneakers and t-shirts, then that's fine too. Just doesn't matter like what I look like. It is the content. I think that the way that you look should take away from your work, or the way that you present yourself should take away from your work. Unfortunately, it does, because we do judge a book by its cover, but it's it's like deciding for yourself, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because other girls out there look a certain way, or we see models um look a certain way, or we see people on TV, or on YouTube look a certain way doesn't mean that because you don't look like that you're doing something wrong. It doesn't mean,
Yeah, or you're not as good
yes.
as them, or your message in science isn't
Right.
as
And
valid.
I think what she's trying to get at is like, can we focus on content? Can we focus on my lab report or my research paper more than my social media posts? And I do agree with that it is content based, but there's nothing wrong with using the tools around you and saying, hey, I got a smoothie bowl for lunch and also finish my research paper, check it out, and promote it on social media. I'm not going to go to a school library
Yeah,
and check out someone's paper on, you said photosynthesis earlier, so I'm going to use that on photosynthesis. But if you post it on social media, I'll probably check it out because it's right there. I don't have to do anything.
mm-hmm.
It's easy. It's accessible.
Yeah,
Accessibility.
yep. And and you made a really good point earlier before we actually
Mm-hmm.
started this talk, where she raises the question where more women do promote science. It's the women that are posting the cute selfies
Yeah.
and not the men. But you actually said it was because we get the short end of the stick.
Right.
So the reason why we both started social media was because we felt like there weren't enough of there weren't enough basically
Mm-hmm.
females on our course and on our degree and just at work. So that's why we felt the need to do it ourselves, to promote it ourselves. Whereas men, there's literally, I can imagine myself if my class was just filled
Mm-hmm.
with a women, and my career was filled with women, and STEM was seen as a
Mm-hmm.
women's field. I wouldn't be encouraged
Yeah.
to promote it as much. I wouldn't be
Right.
motivated.
And my thing is always, you can only promote your cause. You can only promote the things that you've really experienced. So, um, my experience through life is being a female in STEM. And I saw that there was a problem, there was a lack of numbers, so I promoted that. My male colleagues, they see that too, right? And they are upset
Yeah.
about it. All of my male colleagues who I tell them that I started make them mainstream supporting and celebrating females in STEM are cheering me on and encouraging me. But that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
mean that they're hopping on the bandwagon and sharing all of my content and telling everyone about it, because it's hard to be attached to something that's not your cause, that you haven't experienced. I know baby seals
Mm-hmm.
and polar bears and all these other animals are going extinct, and that, you know, that they're getting killed and everything. I don't live in a place where I see that every day and where I see that as a huge impact on my direct life. Obviously, it is, but on my direct life right now, today. And I don't own a polar bear or I don't own an animal that's going extinct. So that's not my cause because I'm not experiencing it. That doesn't mean that I'm not all for people, saving the polar bear. It just means that I
Mm-hmm.
can't actively be as steeped. I can't actively be supporting it as much because I'm not steeped in that culture. Because that's not my
Yeah.
experience.
Yeah.
If it was, then that would be my
Exactly.
cause.
Yeah.
Um,
And a lot of times we don't even think of the stuff that's happening in the world because it doesn't affect us
mhm.
directly. So we don't even think of doing something about it or raise awareness because we forget that it is it's a problem. Like, I think we know at the back of our mind it's the same as like hunger and starvation. I guess it's sad really that when it hits you then you want to
It
do
is
it,
sad.
do something
Yeah.
about it. But it is the reality. That's why there are more female in
Right.
science. Um, and I feel like
There's more
for other
females. Sorry, I just
subjects,
wanted to elaborate. There's more females in
yeah, go
science
on.
who are promoting and who are on social media and who
Yeah,
are posting and being advocates. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, I don't know, because I guess I'm not in it, but I feel like it's more so for females in science that are promoting on social media than maybe other fields as well. Like, there might not be other communities that have advocates and have as strong as females in science, because it's pretty mixed in those
Right. I mean, if it's
fields.
not a necessary topic to talk about, then move on to the next thing that needs to be fixed, right? Like
Yeah.
I really hope that both like this channel and STEM girls and make them mainstream in the very near future are not necessary. I would be more than happy to stop posting stuff and
Yeah.
move on to the next thing that needs work. If we get the numbers up,
Definitely.
if we
Yeah.
start supporting and celebrating each other, I would absolutely love that. The reality is that it's not like that. So, I mean, like you said, we're not in those other communities, so we can't tell you from firsthand. But if there isn't such a strong social media presence or um, a question about if it's oh my goodness, I just had a brain fart. If it's taking away from a female's credibility by being on social media, then it's if there's not that conversation, then maybe it's because it's not necessary. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know because we're not there. So, yeah, this has been a really long episode, and I know we could go
Yeah,
on
it has. It's been longer than
for
I thought it would
we could go
be.
on for hours about this. So I think the main takeaways is be yourself
Be yourself. Let other people be themselves as
and
well.
find your authenticity. Find what it's
Yeah,
like to be
definitely.
authentic for you because no one else can tell you that. And don't put each other down. Just
Yeah, exactly. If someone has a different way of doing something than you, that doesn't mean theirs is better or yours is
mhm.
better. It just means it's a different way.
And that's okay because we
Yeah,
all thrive on diversity and different opinions, and that's how great change can come.
definitely. So stay curious, and until next time.
Be authentic. Bye, guys.
Bye.